Polycab and CNBC-TV18 present Infra Safety, powering India's electrical future.
As India strides towards its ambitious goal of becoming a developed nation by 2047 under the Vikasit Bharat initiative, robust infrastructure development becomes pivotal. From power and transport to real estate and manufacturing, the journey is both transformative yet challenging. Amidst this growth, one critical aspect demands our attention: electrical safety. Polycab, in collaboration with CNBC-TV18, presents Infra Safety, powering India's electrical future, a campaign designed to spark conversations around the importance of electrical fire safety. Through expert insights, industry dialogues, and innovative solutions, this initiative aims to address the risks posed by inadequate electrical systems and empower stakeholders with best practices to ensure a safer tomorrow. Welcome to the launch episode of Infra Safety, powering India's electrical future, brought to you by Polycab and CNBC-TV18. I'm Mugdha Kalra, and today we are joined by an esteemed panel of industry leaders who will guide us through this vital conversation. Please welcome Nikhil Jaisinghani, Executive Director at Polycab; Bharat Jaisinghani, Executive Director at Polycab; and Bhushan Sani, Executive President and Chief Business Officer at Polycab. Together, we will explore actionable insights into electrical fire safety, the integration of innovative technologies, and best practices that can redefine safety standards in India's infrastructure landscape. Let's get started. Bhushan, let me start with you. Why does India need to still focus on infrastructural safety? There has been so much development. We do have unique challenges, but do you somewhere feel that conversations around safety are still not enough?
See, I will say India is on a building mode, and I'll give you a few points on it. In 2047, as the government has very big aim on the industry side, it will contribute approximately 25% of the GDP, where I think PLI schemes and all, it will attract more investment in Indian manufacturing. And people are aiming semiconductors, we are aiming for PV modules, we are talking about EV modules, so many industries we are planning in, so that we can at least 25% of our GDP we can work. See, the second number I just want to emphasize that the real estate, as Pradhan Mantri has a mission that we need house for everyone. And the real estate market is gonna be 1 trillion market in 2030. And this in real estate, we have to take care of all sort of safety, precautions, everything. Third is I'm talking about the sunrise industries and all. When we'll talk about the industry, it can be the highways also, it can be the airports also, it can be railway stations also, it can be data centers also, it can be everything. So we can say all three statements witness we are building the future.
Wonderful. You just mentioned about real estate being the second largest sector after agriculture. And when we talk about the infrastructural safety in this sector particularly, we cannot avoid talking about electrical safety as well. Why do you think we need more conversation around it?
See, real safety, as the fortunate, I will say this is the second biggest industries after the agriculture. But the unfortunate part is after the road accidents, and fire is the second biggest accident happening in India. So awareness is a very, very big problem. I recently, my goosebump comes when I talk about the Jhansi fire.
Absolutely.
You will see a lot of newborn baby is born in that. And it is not happening only with the Jhansi. If you see the data of fire safety and so on, 60,000 accident happens in 1 year, where we are. And it is happening just because of the bad quality of wires, bad quality of switch gears, and unbased plan working, electrician and all. It needs training.
Right.
Because, you know, whenever you're talking to the household or something, he's building a home, it's called a dream house. When you're talking about any office, you talk about the career. Whenever you're talking about schools and all, you just tell me, are we safe in these walls? This is a big question, and this is not the responsibility of one man. This is the responsibility of everybody. Maybe it can be the developer, it can be the institution like BIS, IS. They people have to work, and the like company us that we have to give a product which can give you a productivity, quality, and the fire safeties and all. And I'm happy that the new coming with the real estate, we are working on it. And new buildings are coming up with the all management systems and all. But again, if you talk about, we are sitting on a bomb on old buildings, which are not equipped with the requirement. So it is a requirement. We have to speak. And I think with the CNBC, and thank you very much, you people, that we will talk about more on this and how we can work on for the safer future and safe India, we can say.
Wonderful. Bharat, Bhushan spoke about manufacturing as well. We are a manufacturing powerhouse. We want to be, the next biggest center for manufacturers all across the world. What are the challenges that you foresee in this ambition of ours, specifically when we talk about electrical safety?
So, India is on its way to become the largest manufacturing hub in the world. We are all very excited, we are all very passionate about this, and it is a great opportunity. But in this journey, we don't need to learn everything from scratch. We can take global standards and quickly implement in India. In the past, the challenge was that sometimes standards were not followed. But now it's changing. The Ministry of Heavy Industries has introduced very stringent rules to make sure that equipment and machinery is taken care of and many things are followed. While large companies might do this, we could yet face a challenge with MSMEs, and we have to figure out how they will learn. So we need to come together and educate people. We checked a report that was between 2017 and 2020, where there were three deaths and 11 injuries on a daily basis due to safety. And I think we need to all come together, and this must change for a brighter future of the country.
We spoke about real estate, infrastructure, manufacturing. Nikhil, I'm going to bring you in for the transportation sector, which is shifting towards electrification, but there are challenges even in India in large-scale adoption of technology, in safety, from EVs and charging infrastructure to now public transport. Where do you see the aspect of safety being addressed, and what are the key challenges?
Well, Mugdha, firstly, I think, exciting times ahead for India when it comes to mobility, right? Is, like you said, EVs, is modernization of railways. Vande Bharat, I mean, I really enjoy traveling in that. Our railways plays such a key role because 23 million passengers travel every single day, right? And so, of course, there are a few risks while we upgrade a lot of these. In EVs, lithium-ion batteries can overheat if they're not of the right quality. So the sourcing and the quality needs to be absolutely top-notch. Besides that, there is no uniformity in charging infrastructure as on today and for chargers. And I think that, is something that the government would be working on. Since railways is, one of the largest consumers of electricity, grid stability is absolutely critical. Right? So I think some of these things we need to look at very closely.
Coming back to the real estate industry, Bhushan, what is the impact of poor electrical safety on real estate projects? Also because now projects are mushrooming in every part of the country. We are talking about a Vikasit Bharat that is also talking about real estate Vikasit, right? What are the challenges there?
See, as I earlier also said, awareness is a very big problem in that.
Right.
And the electrical wire, such are the important things, like we have our veins in our body, but it is not visible. So, if we are talking about the electrical wire, such are the important things like we have our veins in our body, but it is not visible. So, if we are talking about the electrical wire, such are the important things like we have our veins in our body, but it is not visible. So, if we are talking about the electrical wire, such are the important things like we have our veins in our body, but it is not visible. So, if the electrical parameters are not met as per the requirement, there is a fire, you can say the life, there can you say the amount of risk of all legal compliances, and again the delay in the projects. So builder don't have to, the cost cuttings and all in the electrical parameters. Jo dikhta hai, wo bikhta hai. All people are investing money in the, which is visible in the.
Correct.
But the electrical part, people are a little, you can say, is the backseat, is this. So it is totally, you can say the delay, life, everything impacts if the things are not properly managed and all. And it is requirement is that we have to give training to the contractor, electrician, even the builder, where we should talk about you cannot compromise the cost with the life.
I like your analogy of veins not being visible but playing an important role. Yes. And of course, and that's the reason why one has to invest energies, and awareness has to be raised amongst stakeholders that are all involved in real estate projects at any level for that matter. But when we come back to Bharat, the manufacturing sector, we're talking about Industry 4.0. We are very ambitious about predictive maintenance technology and AI and Gen AI coming into every industry. And every industry is getting reshaped. So is manufacturing also. What are some of the effective strategies that you see that can be implemented in this narrative that is being built, and in organizations, perhaps as culture as well and as processes as well?
So Industry 4.0 is revolutionary. And, every machine or every equipment gives out enough signals if something's wrong with it, and they're going to lead to failure. And these kind of signals can be due to heat, some kind of leakage, more energy consumption. Now with Industry 4.0, we are able to actually predict all this. Like we were talking about gas leak sensors, there's over-consumption of electricity, you can track it, you have sensors for heat. And when you make the machine more intelligent with, conscious effort, it will not only lead to more safety, it will also lead to more productivity, because you should be able to prevent from a lot of situations. So moving from corrective to preventive, we need all the safety equipment in case there is anything, but we need to focus on getting the act in order to have a culture of preventive safety, preventive maintenance, such that everybody is safe and we can predict things way ahead of time.
Well, I have to take a short break here, but when I come back, Nikhil, I want to talk more about the transportation sector and what is happening there and how we can address electrical safety there. So time now to slip into a very short break, but we'll be back soon.
Polycab and CNBC-TV18 present Infra Safety, powering India's electrical future.
Welcome back to this very special launch episode of Infra Safety, powering India's electrical future, brought to you by Polycab and CNBC-TV18. Before getting into the break, we were talking about manufacturing landscape, but I want to move our focus, Nikhil, now to transportation and looking at the larger story that the government is also working on, which is electrical safety in transportation, amidst modernization, amidst regulatory compliance, optimizing our processes, making transportation available to so many millions of Indians. Where do you see the opportunity here for bringing in tech, for bringing in better products when it comes to electrical safety?
So I think, the government is investing heavily on safety features like Kavach and, replacing outdated signaling systems in railways. As Bharat mentioned earlier, there's an opportunity to IoTize, the monitoring systems and bring in more safety. Of course, while we do this, it's absolutely critical to, ensure we take care of cybersecurity. Because as we keep getting more digitized, that becomes a key risk and is absolutely critical. We also need to ensure that that they use fire retardant products in various applications, right, like cables. At Polycab, we manufacture electron beam cured cables, which have superior thermal and mechanical properties, right? So they can withstand way more heat and harsh conditions. We also have specialized products like charging cables for EV chargers, cables specially made for EVs, wheel speed sensor cables for added safety. Right? So, yeah, so a lot of these technologies, we need to keep using and enhance safety.
What do you say, Nikhil? Are these technologies readily available? It's just about awareness? Or what is the main roadblock that you see in getting these technologies out there?
So I think some of these technologies are available. Sometimes, some of them cost a little more. Also, I think, it just getting out there a little more is absolutely critical. So it's there, they're available. It just needs to get out there.
Bhushan, we're also talking about the evolving regulatory landscape. How can the electrical industry ensure their projects are complying with all the mandates, all the electrical safety standards, while adapting to the emerging trends in sustainability and development? And of course, profits are on one side, but compliance also becomes very important.
Look, there is always a safety first. I have one question for you. Which car you have? Does your car has airbags?
Yes.
Why it is? How many incidents has happened? In again the same, like I just want to tell you, by 9 o'clock, all the equipment is working at your house. Maybe it is AC, maybe it is geyser, maybe it is any type of microwave, oven, mixie, everything is. If you don't have a accurate wire and good quality of wire, the load comes onto the wire. Sure. Now, as the airbag, if somebody gives you that this car is 3 lakh cheaper, will you buy? No, you will not buy. Now the generation is not ready to buy the product which they have to compromise on their life or safety or something. So by this, even I think the NEC, IEC, ISI, the people are educating, and this is our duty also. So we have to tell the builders and all about the updated product, what is the requirement and all. And everybody is ready to take that also. So safety is first. And our Nara should be that life is precious than everything. We can say there is no numbers like GDP and everything. The numbers is only how many life we have saved it. Absolutely. So it should be the, I think, regularity. And I think the government and agencies are working very hard on that to make more awareness about that.
Absolutely. And that brings me to you, Bharat. We always talk about industry's engagement. Stakeholders who are part of the industry, who are part of the construction or manufacturing or infrastructure, but never sort of comes to the user and consumers. I think they also need to be educated about what actually is in the homes that they are living in the offices that they are working in manufacturing hubs that they are spending so much time in. There has to be campaigns like these where more conversations are happening. Where do you think that culture of safety at the moment is? What is it missing that needs to be bridged? Of course, conversations, but what is one of the other few aspects of it that needs to be addressed?
So, safety is a mindset, and it is also something that it depends on how exposed we are to. When we go to various countries which are way more developed than India, we see that they have already taken care of various things around safety. So what is missing in India while we are, in the greatest decade that we could have ever been, and we are all, enjoying the ride in terms of building the country? I think many companies like ours and various stakeholders have to take up the mandate, and which we are going to do thanks to you guys as well. And we're going to make sure we educate electricians, we educate contractors, we educate a lot of people, so that, the last consumer, and these are the guys who are the touch points for the consumer, they know about it and they get aware. It's not only about advertising on TV or, putting this thing, but going and talking about it, creating communities, creating lots of influencers who will make this difference bit by bit. And when there are certain case studies, even to use those case studies and talk to various people. as the user gets more and more awareness, who does not want to be safe?
Absolutely.
And I think it's our responsibility to take care of our country, of our people. So we would lead this initiative from our side, for sure.
Wonderful, wonderful. Before I let you gentlemen go, one more question that I want to ask is around the sustainability chatter. You know, everybody is talking about sustainable businesses. Everybody talks about how we can make a difference. I know we talk about culture as well. Bharat, can I ask you what sustainability in this industry means then?
So I feel sustainability is first about efficiency. How can we use the Earth's resources most efficiently so that there is minimum impact? Post that, efficiency is about avoiding wastage. And if a company uses these principles, a lot will make a difference to the way the world economy works. The consumption story is one part because everybody needs a lot of things. We do it efficiently. We make sure the Mother Earth is taken care of. We don't use resources without any specific need, and we take care of the environment, be conscious. Even then, taking small initiatives like saving energy when you don't need it, switching off lights, sometimes, and planting trees. We don't understand that when we plant trees or we take care of trees, actually a lot gets done in the environment, the ecosystem gets recreated, and this could be a single tool for us to make a difference. So while each industry needs to look on specifics within their industry to save resources, to save and consume as much as required and be as efficient as possible. At the same time, do things for the environment, become more conscious. And as the climate is changing, which is not pretty much in our control, we should get all our acts together to do things which are in our control.
Wonderful, gentlemen. Thank you so much for all these wonderful insights and for your time. And this has been such a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mugdha.
Well, what a fascinating discussion this has been, from addressing the challenges of aging electrical infrastructure to adopting smart, sustainable and safety-first practices across sectors like real estate, manufacturing and mobility. Our speakers have shared invaluable insights today into India's journey towards a safer and more resilient future. A heartfelt thanks to, of course, them for their expertise and perspective, and their contributions underscore the importance of aligning innovation, compliance and community efforts to mitigate risks and drive meaningful change. As we wrap up this inaugural episode of Polycab and CNBC-TV18 present Infra Safety, powering India's electrical future, let's remember that electrical safety is not just a priority, it's a responsibility.
Polycab and CNBC-TV18 present Infra Safety, powering India's electrical future.